In the last episode of the Ajax Career Mode, we signed a former player in Luis Suarez and also improved our squad depth in the midfield, signing Joey Veerman. We went undefeated in the Eredivisie season, winning back-to-back league titles, and also won the Champions League, bringing home a European Cup to Amsterdam. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Flick here. Welcome back to another episode of our FIFA 21 Ajax Career Mode. This is episode 5, where we'll be featuring the start of our third and final season of the series. Having reached the summit of European success by winning the Champions League last season, I asked y'all what direction you want to see the series go, and the overwhelming response was for us to stick with realism. So I'll be trying to incorporate that as best as possible as we look to retain our Champions League title and go back to back in the Eredivisie. There also will be more of an emphasis this season on the younger players in the squad, so stay tuned for that in today's episode. If you want to help support this Ajax Career Mode, leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to get notified when new videos go live, and we're trying to hit 30,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, so a sub would help a lot. There have been a couple of changes for our final set of board objectives. For youth development, it's still a critical priority as we look to sign at least 3 players younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average overall rating of players in that position. For exposure, the board wants us to sign at least 1 crucial midfielder and get 12 wins in home matches this season. We'll need to keep player salary growth under 20% if we want to meet this financial objective. And now for the big ones, domestic success. We're looking to win the league title and also win the Oranjebeker for the first time in this career mode. Continental success, I kind of expected this objective to be higher, but again, we just need to reach the semi-final. One of the many things that we've done so far in this save to help keep it realistic is put players on the transfer list so that we can receive some offers from other European clubs. And we'll be continuing that trend this season as we put 2 more of our high-rated players on the transfer list, starting with David Neres. The Brazilian winger has already started to receive offers from other clubs, and you all have been asking me to feature Antony more often in this career mode. I think by transfer listing Neres, that will be the perfect opportunity for Antony to step up. In addition to that, we will be transfer listing Mazraoui as well, so the right side of our team will definitely be changing here in the future, but he's an incredibly balanced fullback. I'm sure he will perform at an exceptional level for whatever club he does move to. Even before any players leave and more funds come in, we already have 128 million to work with in the transfer budget, so money will not be an issue as far as signings go. But it will be Manchester United that submit an offer for Neres. Initially, they started with 78.9 million, already considerably better than the Everton offer, which was laughable if I'm being honest, but we were able to negotiate this up to 100 million. This wasn't the most expensive transfer of the career mode. That went to Onana and his Chelsea transfer, but still a 9-digit sum for the Brazilian. And it looks like Barcelona are a big fan of signing our fullbacks. They did, of course, also sign Serginho Dest. Maybe that hasn't worked out. I'm not sure if he's still playing at the club, but a respectable offer from Barcelona, 45.7 million for Mazraoui. We were able to bring that fee up to 60 million. As we look to make some transfers into the squad, my main objective is to make sure we have squad depth at every position, and also to make sure we have at least 1 younger player for every role so that we can feature a fairly young side for the cup. I think Gonzalo Montiel is a perfect replacement for Mazraoui at the right back position. He's still playing at Boca Juniors, so we're signing a player that isn't playing in a top 5 league. And then of course Ajax have signed Argentinian fullbacks in the past with Tagliafico, but this transfer was completed for 52.6 million. Montiel signing as an important first team player for a 4-year deal on 20 grand a week. We'll have Antony step up and take over the starting right wing role that Neres used to have, but I still think it's important that we have 2 quality options there, so we'll look to sign Pedrin from Benfica. Ajax were actually linked with Pedrin in the last transfer window. It was really the question of whether they'd sign Antony or Pedrin. Of course, they went with Antony, but now that we're in a later stage of this career, Pedrin's still at Benfica, and I think a move would be appropriate. A pretty expensive transfer here for a player that won't make our starting 11, but we've got the funds to work with, so why not? This transfer was completed for 50 million. And unfortunately, we couldn't agree on a rotational role for him, so we had to specify an important first team player role, but it was a 3-year deal worth 15 grand a week. We've already addressed the starting right back role through Montiel, but I really want to sign a younger fullback here, and I think this is an interesting storyline that we'll be able to generate for Frimpong. Although he's playing in the Scottish Premiership right now for Celtic, he was actually born in Amsterdam, and he's looking to feature for the Dutch national team more often, so maybe a move to Ajax would be just the right thing for his career. In addition to that, we were able to pick him up for below his market value the final transfer fee being at 16 million, agreeing to a rotational role on a 5-year deal worth 16.5 grand a week. Now, as far as transfers out of the club go, we did have a few of them go down. Kleiber was an amazing player for us for the first 2 seasons, but I think the time is right for him to move to another club and hopefully take over a starting right back role for RB Salzburg. To be fair, he should still be able to feature in some European competitions, and by no means is his playing career over. He's just 27 years old. We're also going to let Long leave the club. He is out on loan for Ajax right now, but similar to one of the transfers we had last season, there is an option for that club to buy, so we transfer listed him along with Eiting. And then, like we've done in pretty much every season, we have a ton of players leaving out on loan. It's a combination of some of Ajax's younger players as well as some of the youth academy players that we found over the course of this career mode. We do still have a few more opportunities to find and develop youth academy players. Although they won't feature for us in the gameplay, I still think it's fun to set up a scouting network and see what we can find. Like always, we will be scouting the Netherlands for 6 months, looking for any type of player. And then the 2 other networks, as chosen by you all, will be Argentina for 6 months, looking for a defensive-minded player, and then also in Ghana for 6 months, looking for a physically strong player. We've got a few squad updates to cover. I saw a couple of comments in the last episode asking me to change Suarez's kit number. The reason I gave him the number 16 is that was the number he wore for Ajax when he played for them several years ago. But I think he's much more known for being the number 9, and now that Huntelaar has retired, that squad number has opened up, so we'll give it to Suarez. And then a couple of development plans. I think long term, because Suarez is getting older, he's going to decline in his rating, and we'll most likely look to convert Kudus into a center forward. So for now, we're going to work on this shadow striker drill, and then later in the season, we'll give them the center forward training so that by the time the January transfer window does roll around and we can start the series finale, we can make Kudus a center forward. Van Bergen has been known to get into goal scoring positions, but his finishing has not been consistent, so we will be sticking this inverted winger plan on him. It won't be impacting his actual weak foot because it's already at 5-star. It's mostly just so that the shooting attributes can go up. And we'll be using Pedrin more as a right winger than the default center attacking mid role he's on, so we'll be sticking that development plan on him. Again, I think this has been a pretty successful transfer window. As we start to get to later stages of the career mode, it gets a bit more difficult to make realistic signings, but I think we've absolutely smashed it. So I want to thank you all for the comments that you left to help make this squad possible. Today's gameplay will actually feature a new competition. For the first time, we are involved in the UEFA Super Cup because we won Champions League last year. And then as per usual, we will feature some Champions League group stage footage along with a round in the Oranje Beker as we look to win that competition for the first time. It's interesting how things played out in that our opponent for the UEFA Super Cup is Manchester United, the team that Neres left for. However, no sign of him in the starting 11. Berardi is United's first choice right midfielder, but you've got to expect Neres will feature at some point in this match. While this is very much a warm-up match to get acquainted with the new signings in our squad, we are chasing as much silverware as possible, so if we can get a win here, that would be an ideal start to the season. This will be the first season where we choose to start Veerman over Klaassen. Unfortunately, he didn't have the best start to the match. Rashford winning back possession, burning by Shores, and nearly scoring an incredible finesse shot goal to open up the scoring. We'll try to answer right back though as Suarez plays this through ball. Of course, Suarez very familiar with United as an opponent from his time at Liverpool in the Premier League, but it's Kudus who will be the focus of attention here. He won back possession really well against the United defender, and despite the skill to move not working out, we still were rewarded with a goal. Our midfield already showing good signs of promise, and we know from last season that if Kudus can just work on his finishing this year, then he is destined to be one of the top scorers in the Eredivisie and also in Europe. But a good save there from Vlachodimos to deny the United scoring chance. And now it's Quincy Promes from the left-hand side. A couple of step overs, now playing Suarez for this finesse shot. Well saved, though, by Henderson. Usually it takes more than 2 seasons for United to pick Henderson over De Gea, but it's kind of cool to see him featured here. A substitution in the 55th minute, we'll see Traore come on and feature for a good portion of this match. It's something I'm trying to do more of in Season 3 because, in my opinion, Traore has done extremely well in terms of matches played to goals scored, and if he can just feature in more matches, he should be able to score more goals. A couple good saves from Henderson kept United within reaching distance of this match, and this is a good through ball played by Williams to Depay on the volley. Does find the equalizer. Gravenberch will push the ball forward and time this pass to perfection as Van Bergen unfortunately couldn't get the effort off as this trickles out of play. but I was very confident that we could get the go-ahead goal here even before the end of regulation. Traore nearly does here, somehow getting by the United defenders, but the poor finishing on display there. Finally, it is Neres who features in the later stages of this match and will actually get an assist to give Memphis his brace, and essentially that will be the final kick of the ball. We're already past the allotted 2 minutes of added extra time, but I don't think this is an outlook for how we're going to do in Europe this season. In my opinion, this Ajax squad needs to grow together a bit more and become more acquainted with our new signings. Of course, sharpness will also factor in, and if we have anything to tell from previous seasons, we're going to perform very well in the Eredivisie, which should translate over to good form in the Champions League. The fact that Neres featured late in this match and also wore the captain's armband means that he will be lifting a trophy. I'm not sure how he feels about that one, considering he just joined United, but maybe we'll have another opportunity in this third season to play United and get our revenge. As it turns out, we will play against United at least twice more this season, as our Champions League group consists of them, Braga, and Salzburg. In terms of strength of schedule, I think this is probably our easiest run in the Champions League group stage, as we will open up the competition against Braga. The away leg did end as a 0-0 draw though. Clearly though, this match was not going to live up to a similar scoreline. It only took 10 minutes for Tadic to open up the scoring for us. No longer our first choice center forward slash striker, maybe even the third choice behind Suarez and Traore. I'll still try to feature him wherever possible, and I can still see him scoring plenty of goals in the Champions League. More and more, I feel like the majority of our play revolves around our center attacking mid and wingers, as it's Kudus playing through Ansni. What a first-time finesse shot that could have been. But here's Braga finally getting a chance created of their own. Another good save from Vlaco Dimos, and now it's Ansni again playing this through ball to Kudus. Could go one-on-one with the keeper, but he unselfishly squares it to Van Bergen. He struggled with his finishing since season 1, and I hope that'll give him some confidence moving forward. Despite making some changes over the summer, the right side of our attack hasn't missed a beat so far. Plenty of chances created, and now it's Veerman turning his defender well and slotting this chance away. I think in the attacking department, he does have the slight advantage over Klaassen, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do score more goals from the midfield this season. But going into the second half, it seems like Braga had some momentum. This should have been a goal scoring opportunity. I'm not sure why the attacker took as much time as he did. Braga's still hanging on to possession though in our final third and working the ball around. It will be another good save from Vlaco Dimos. He seems to make that sort of save in just about every match. And even this chance was called back for offside, so we're still hanging on to that clean sheet. But a few minutes later will be a set piece chance from a corner kick, and unfortunately we lose the clean sheet here in the 71st minute. That's 2 consecutive episodes where a goal has been scored from a corner kick, maybe a sign of changes ahead. I've already expressed my interest of featuring both Kalpers and Kudus together. Kalpers as a center attacking mid, Kudus as a center forward. And we're trying out that tactic here, applying some good pressure. And I'm not sure about this distribution from the goalkeeper. I get it, we were applying a team press, but even in that sort of situation, you just want your goalkeeper clearing the chance and not trying to play it to your defender out of the back. Maybe these chances had to do with Braga pushing defenders forward, trying to get another goal scored, but we're going to make it 5 courtesy of a goal, this time from Kalpers. Overall, a dominant team performance and the best way that we could have possibly kicked off our Champions League campaign. We've got high aspirations, and if we want to start building that momentum, we need to start picking up early wins. It's good to play against some new opponents here in the Champions League group stage, as RB Salzburg were up next. They've actually got some quality players. Sure, some of their original squad players will have already left on a transfer, but again, we need to field a strong starting 11 so we can pick up a crucial 3 points here. And it was Antony again showing that he deserves that starting right wing role, scoring a hat trick in the away leg, allowing us to win 4-1. While a high scoring fixture was certainly on the cards, it may not end up in our favor, as Ediyami will generate the first goal scoring chance of the match. Another good save from Vlaco Dimos, and now it's Klaassen played through. Decided to give him the start in this one over Veerman, but unfortunately, that chance going off the post and eventually collected by the keeper. Here's Mwepu playing through Berisha, and on the near post, it is RB Salzburg to open up the scoring. Having to work our way back into this match after conceding is not ideal, and it goes to show that any team that makes the Champions League group stage is going to be quality. Kudus again being the orchestrator of our attack. It's Promes from the left side who will cut in and find Klaassen, who backheels this to Pedri. Unfortunately, he's not able to open his Ajax scoring there, but a sign of some momentum now as Suarez playing the pass to Kudus. who will shoot this one on his non-preferred right foot. A good save from Stankovic. And now, just before the halftime break, again, Suarez and Kudus playing a couple of passes between each other, and Suarez will bury this chance. We relied on Suarez a couple of times in the Champions League last season, and although it was a hefty price tag to bring him in, I think his contributions have certainly justified it, and I'm glad he can end his playing career at Ajax. With this match now level, play seemed to open up as both sides try to push on and find a winner here in the second half. Kudus getting our second goal, as again, we're working on that development plan to improve his finishing and eventually convert him into an elite center forward. And that seems to be working out for us in terms of the gameplay. Here's Pedrinho finding Kudus, and this time he will lay off the pass to Traore. We can always rely on him for a goal, as that will double our lead and chances of picking up 3 points here. But with just 10 minutes left to play, this is going to be goal of the match. An incredible volley by the RV Salzburg player, and you could make a case that may be one of the better goals scored in the Champions League this season. Unfortunately, though, for them, it was a little bit too late to find their way back into the match. We'll remain unbeaten in the Champions League gameplay, leaving us with Manchester United to round out the group stage. We have everything to play for in our final Champions League group stage match. I'm not entirely sure why United are technically in first. Maybe one of y'all in the comment section can let me know about these Champions League rules, but we do have the better goal differential, and we're on the same number of points as United, but we're still looking to pick up a win regardless. And there have been a couple of changes to the Manchester United squad. Still no Neres at the right mid position, but we do have a former Ajax player in Donny van den Beek. Here is a look at how the previous match went. It ended in a 1-1 draw, Martial and Kudus being the goal scorers. Judging how United play from our first match of the season, they start off pretty slow, but they tend to perform better throughout the fixture. This is an incredible save, though, from Henderson. Again, it's been pretty cool to see him featuring for United more, as this was a goal line decision, but not allowed. Not a whole lot of highlights in this one, as we're already in the second half. It's Antony playing the cross, our two wingers linking up there, and Promes will open up the scoring. It's been kind of perfect how the timing has worked out. Promes, now 30 years old, probably won't drop much in his overall over the course of this career mode save, and I'm happy about that because he's established himself as our starting winger and someone that can definitely score goals. We haven't yet seen Pedrinho on too many highlights. He did feature, I believe, in the match against Salzburg, but this was nearly an incredible rainbow flick. We scored one in the last episode in the Champions League, and we nearly do it again here, but Henderson does deny it, and actually that was the final highlight of the match. Probably the quickest gameplay that we've showcased so far in this career mode. United never seemed to get things going and didn't generate a whole lot on the attacking end, but still a crucial result for us, as that will definitely put us first in the Champions League group, which will impact the matchups we take part in for the knockout stages. Instead of highlighting an Eredivisie match, I decided to focus on the Oranjebeker in today's episode, as we were matched up against our rivals Feyenoord. I'm always going to take up an opportunity to showcase that fixture, and I like this comment suggesting that we field a younger side for our Oranjebeker fixtures. Outside the goalkeeper position, everyone you see in the starting 11 is 23 years or younger. I do want to mention, though, that Eken Lecomte did pick up the number 14. I think he was on loan last year and was automatically assigned that number. I have since switched him to the number 18, but for this gameplay, you're going to see the number 14, which of course is a retired number. I don't think we've lost a match yet in the gameplay when we've played against an Eredivisie opponent, but we did not get off to a great start here against Feyenoord. This is an away fixture, so we've already got that going against us, but this was an incredible way to open up the score in the number 23 with a curled finesse shot finding the back of the net. This is a massive switch of play, as Teixeira from the left wing is trying to double Feyenoord's lead, but it seems like we can't go a match without highlighting at least one Vlaco Dimos save. We nearly do find a way to get back to the match. However, this pass was slightly too late for Antony, called back for offside. But now that we've finally shown some sign of attack and creativity, opportunities seem to open up for us. Kudus dribbling in the box is taken down. This will be a chance for us to convert from the spot. We did miss our last penalty kick in the Champions League final, and we're going to miss this one too. Maybe I need to head back to the skill games and improve upon my penalty kick taking, something that we might be able to highlight more in the next episode. But we are able to get the equalizer courtesy of Traore, a pretty incredible run. He's got a pretty unique build in FIFA, and as I've gotten used to it, I've seen more and more chances fall to him. Practically right after kickoff, we're applying a press, and Van Bergen wins back possession, a chance for us to actually go into the halftime break with a lead. Unfortunately, this one was cleared away. And again, it's a massive switch of play by Feyenoord to seem to be within their tactics. Vlaco Dimos kind of caught in no man's land, but not the best taken chance there by Feyenoord as we look to build an attack. With 1 minute of added extra time, Van Bergen finding Kudus and playing this pass through to the left winger, cutting inside like he has always done, eventually finding Traore, who will make no mistake about it. One thing I'll say is you can't try anything flashy with Traore, but again, from a goal scoring perspective, he finds a way to get it done. A pretty exciting end there to the first half. Maybe that'll translate to some more goals here in the second 45 minutes. Traore on a hat trick, nearly gets it there in the, I think it was the 58th minute, and even here in the 66th. A chance well saved by the Feyenoord goalkeeper. But an important substitution as Bande will get his first chance for Ajax. We've loaned him out each of the previous 2 seasons, but now that Huntelaar has retired, I figured we might as well have a 4th choice striker available behind Suarez, Traore, and Tadic. And actually is Bande who will generate the final highlight of the match. It's a pretty simple square across the Calpers, but good to see there as 2 of our young players getting involved. And this cup squad seems to be working out for us. That'll put us through to the next round, and hopefully we can finally reach the final of this competition in the next episode. Unfortunately, we won't be able to go undefeated this season like we did last year. We've already picked up a loss, but a very successful first half to the Eredivisie season for us. 51 points, giving us a 5-point advantage over PSV. And for the first time, we have finished first in our Champions League group. So hopefully our path to the final will be even easier this season as we look to repeat there. As far as the League Cup goes, I think I'll be doing interactive match sim for the quarterfinal and semifinal. And then if we do reach the final round of that competition, I'll showcase some gameplay in the next episode. Kudus has absolutely been the standout player for season 3. I think that was definitely destined to be, considering his good form in the later half of last season, but his growth has been immense, going up +4. I'm not sure if the specified dev plan has anything to do with that, but he netted 16 goals across 27 matches. Suarez still with a good contribution, 13 goals from 24, and Klaassen with 9 goals from 22. Kudus also generated the most assists, 13 from him across 27 matches. Veerman in second with 5 from 19, and then 2 different players on 4 assists, Suarez and Klaassen. We've got a couple of Youth Academy promotions to cover, but starting with some unfortunate news, I did forget to promote one of our highest potential players. It happens to me as well, as I'm sure it does to you all. But considering that we already have 4 promotions to cover, I don't think it's the worst thing. Again, these players will not be featuring for us in the gameplay, but we'll see how they do in the second half of the season. Maybe we'll loan list a couple of them so that we can take a look at what hopefully will be some immense growth for the final episode of this series. I want to shout out channel members for supporting the channel and helping me bring out these videos on a consistent basis. If you are interested in learning more about the program, I have a link in the description talking all about it. But if you have any recommendations for any final signings you want to see for the career mode, feel free to put that in the comments section. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to y'all again soon.